Hi everybody. Just going to give everyone a couple more minutes to join if they're joining now. My name's Kaylee if we haven't connected before, and I'm just going to be leading us through a motor flow practice today. If you've got a set of blocks that you'd like to use, you could use those, or any big heavy book could be a replacement for a block. You could even use a water bottle just to help stabilize you. We are going to get started on our mats, just in a seated position, whatever is most comfortable for you. You can sit cross-legged, you can sit on your knees, on a block, whatever feels best. And once you get there, we're just going to close our eyes and pause for the first part of our practice. So I'll meet you there. We're going to get started in a seat. So again, whatever is most comfortable for you, I'll face you. Hands can rest on your lap, palms face down or up, and just try to rock a little more forward on your sit bones rather than kind of rolling towards the low back. Sit up nice and tall. Shoulders relax down. You can close your eyes here. Relax the tongue in your mouth. And just start to pay attention to your breath. So start to notice how the breath feels as it makes its way in and out of the body. Notice if you're breathing through your nose or through your mouth. If it feels comfortable, can you seal your lips together and create a breath that's audible in and out of the nose? So you can do this by bringing a slight constriction through the back of your throat. And just using that sound to anchor you and to keep you present on your mat today. Right now I feel like there's so many things that we can use to distract us from our practice, from being present. And see if you can give yourself the gift of just being here for the next 60 minutes, knowing that you deserve this. By landing on your mat, you are doing something that will not only benefit yourself, but everyone around you, because you are cultivating connection, you are cultivating peace. Inhale together, circle your arms up over your head. As you exhale, seal your hands at the center of your heart. Maybe bow your chin in towards your chest. And together we're going to make our way into a tabletop position. So that's hands and knees. I'll just face sideways here so you can see. So shoulders are going to be over top of the wrists and knees will be underneath your hips. And we're just going to start to warm up the wrist joints and the shoulders a little bit here. So you can start to make circles in one direction. Just noticing which place within the wrist joint might feel a little bit sticky or stuck. And you can try the other direction, maybe challenging your range of motion a little bit, moving past the fingers with the shoulders, noticing how that feels through the wrist joints. And then we're just going to land in center, so shoulders right over top of your wrists, knees right underneath your hips. Keeping the finger pads and the knuckles on the mat, I want you to lift the heels of the hands and the palms up, and then with control, slowly lower the heels of the hands back down. Do your best to keep your arms straight. Push all the way up onto the knuckles, and then lower with control. That lower is going to be what's tricky. It should be. A couple more like that. Push all the way up, fingers spread wide. Lower using the strength through the wrist, the forearm to come down. One more like that. Push all the way up. And lower with control down. Now as your thumbs and the heels of your hands make contact with the mat, I want you to really grip through the finger pads as if you were cupping the mat with your hands. Push the floor away from you. Tuck the toes under. And hover the knees an inch up off the mat. We're in hovering tabletop position. Neck is nice and long. Shoulders are slightly protracted. You're pushing the mat away from you, drawing in through the low belly. Breathe here for 3. In and out of the nose for 2. On 1, lift your hips high, downward facing dog. And in your downward facing dog, you can make some movements with your legs, with your hips, maybe even your neck, giving your head a little shake side to side. And then lift your heels high up off the mat, breathe in. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward, tiptoe your feet up towards your hands. Land with your feet about hip width distance apart. Bring your hands onto your shins. Inhale, lift up halfway, long spine. Exhale to fold, round over your legs. Couple more like that. Inhale, push the weight to the balls of the feet. Exhale to fold, drop through the neck. Once more, inhale, fire up your hamstrings. Imagine dragging your heels backwards. Exhale, let it go. Circle the arms this time. Inhale, with that tall spine, come all the way up. Exhale, connect your hands at your heart, elbows wide. Take a full breath in. Exhale, drop your arms by your sides, release. Have a wonderful practice, everybody. And together, inhale, circle the arms up overhead, look up. Exhale, fold forward with that length, coming all the way down. Breathe in, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands down, step back to your first high plank, top of a push-up. Now find that same strength that you did in tabletop right here in high plank. Take an inhale. As you exhale, tap the knees down. Bend the elbows, start to lower to the mat for 3. For 2, tap your chest down on 1. Low cobra, inhale, peel the chest up, maybe even the hands. Exhale, lower the heart. Push back through table, hands and knees. Find downward facing dog, hips high. Now from your down dog, we're just going to tap the knees back to the mat. Find that tabletop position here. Starting with your right leg, just want you to take the right leg back towards hip height so your toes are facing the ground and you're nice and square. Notice if you're arching into the low back, push the floor away, draw up and in through the low belly. Now we're going to externally rotate that right leg. So from the hip joint, open up the toes towards the right wall and then spin the right pinky toe back to face the floor. The hips are square. So we're externally rotating on the inhale, open up the hip. Exhale, roll the right hip back down, everything is square. Try one more like that. Inhale, hip opens. Exhale, square off. Now hold the square hip. Tuck your left toes. We're going to send the right leg high into a 3-legged dog. Full breath in. With your exhale, step that right foot gently between your hands. Tap the left knee to the mat and tuck the back toes. We're coming into a low lunge. Inhale, arms come up. And exhale, shoulders soften. So take your right hand to the inside of the right knee. We're just going to place the back of the hand there just to hold the knee in place so it doesn't open in or out. Now finding some movement with that left arm, I want you to reach up out of the shoulder socket, turn the palm to face out, and rotate the shoulder, or the arm rather, all the way back behind you. And then we reverse that. So moving within the shoulder socket, find a full rotation with the arm, and bring it all the way down in front of that left hip. Full circle. Inhale to reach up. Once you hit the top, open up the palm, find a full rotation as you circle back. Again, like that. Watch that right knee. It's not moving around. Watch your rib cage, your spine. Try not to twist. Last one here. Can you just find the movement within your shoulder girdle, not borrowing it from anywhere else in the body. Once that left arm comes down, place it to the inside of the right foot. Reach the right arm up as you twist, stack the shoulders. Not here for too long. Just take a full breath in. As you exhale, right hand slides beside the right foot. Tuck the left toes, bend the knee, and spring up top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out. Exhale to fold, let that go. Circle and rise. Inhale from the legs, reach up. Exhale to your heart, elbows wide. Press the palms, breathe in. Full breath out, drop the arms. Again, like that. Inhale, circle up, look up. Exhale from the hips, hinge and fold. Weight to the toes, breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step it back to high plank, top of a push-up. Protract the shoulders, push the floor away, breathe in. Exhale, tap the knees. Bend your elbows, slow lower to the mat. Low cobra, legs are strong, breathe in. Exhale, lower the chest, back through tabletop, downward facing dog. Pause for a moment in down dog, reset through the hands and the feet. I'm going to tap the knees back down and find that tabletop position. So this time, same thing but with the left leg. So left foot extends back at hip height, start square. As you inhale, just the left hip rotates open. As you exhale, the left hip rotates back through parallel. Couple more. Try not to arch the back here. Try not to rotate through the rib cage. Can you move just from the hip? Good. Once the left toes face the floor again and you're square, tuck the right toes under, three-legged dog with that left leg. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, step between your hands with that left foot. Tap the right knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, shoulders soft, low lunge. Left arm to the inside of that left knee, active pressure there. Reach up and back with that right arm, finding a full rotation within your shoulder socket. Reverse it, coming all the way up and back. Landing the right hand down beside the right hip. Couple more each way. You keep the right arm really strong like a blade. And notice how this shoulder feels as you find that full range of motion. Maybe it feels a little sticky overhead. Maybe you feel like you have more mobility on this side. And once that right arm comes back down in front of the right hip, take it right to the floor. Left arm reaches up this time for your low lunge twist. Stack the shoulders, but keep the hips square. So left hip back, right hip forward. Take a full breath in. Exhale, both hands come down. Right toes tuck. We're springing up top of the mat. Breathe in for length, halfway lift. Exhale to full, drop your head. Circle the arms, breathe in, reach up, look up. Heart center with your exhale breath. Push the palms together, breathe in. Drop the arms by your sides, breathe out. Full flow coming now. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge and fold, little bend through the knees. Halfway lift with your inhale. Exhale, hands down, high plank, top of a push-up, step it back. From your high plank, option this time, knees or not, you can lower halfway with your exhale, chaturanga. Low cobra or upward dog, thighs lift. Downward dog, roll over your toes all the way back. Take a full inhale here, full exhale out. And we're going to be tapping the knees back down. So we're going to come into that same shape we did before, but this time we're going to add on. So again, starting with the right knee, I'll be facing the back to start. So you'll take the right leg back at hip height, toes face the ground. Then I want you to open up the right hip just like we did before. You're going to swing that left shin so it's parallel with the front of the mat. Left hand slides right underneath the left shoulder. Now you have the option here to come into that single leg tabletop, reaching the right arm up. Feel strong through the left side body. Push the floor away with that left hand. Kick out through your right heel. Breathe for 3, 2. On 1, we're coming into gate pose. Land your right foot to the floor. You're balancing on that left shin. Right hand will come to the right thigh. Left arm arcs up and over for that side bend. Now listen carefully. We windmill the arms, coming back parallel to face the front of the mat. So right leg is extended back. Left toes are going to tuck under just like they did before. I want you to send that right leg up into a three-legged dog. Full breath in. As you exhale, right knee to right elbow or tricep, pull forward, single leg plank. Inhale, right leg back up. This time twist to your left elbow or tricep, pull across. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, pull forward, curl, and step between the hands. Runner's lunge, float the arms alongside your body. Top of the head to left heel, one straight line. Pinky fingers squeeze in behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and button up your rib bones. Now we're staying in runner's lunge. All we're doing is extending the arms forward. So now the line goes from the fingers to that left heel. Notice if your back wants to arch here. Can you stay strong through the core? Inhale into high lunge, shoulders over hips. Exhale, open, warrior two, widen out your stance. And bend into that front knee. Press through the left pinky toe. And now try to drag your heels together to light up your inner thighs. Eyes can travel over that right shoulder. Just notice if you want to lean there with the upper body, keep the shoulders over the hips. Right palm flips up, exalted warrior. Inhale, reach back. Same side bend as we found in gate pose. Keep the bend through that front knee. Inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale, straighten the right leg out. Walk your back foot in a step or two. We're coming into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So legs stay straight. Shift the pelvis back on a diagonal line, so much so that your body starts to reach forward. Once you've reached as far as you can, right arm lands down, left arm reaches up, triangle. Now in this shape, it's really easy to arch the back. So think about drawing back through the core as if they were trying to lean onto the wall behind you. And then make all of the angles of your triangle a little longer, a little stronger, pull up away from the floor. Now left hand finds left hip. Bend into the right knee. We're looking forward and down. Now if you've got a block that you'd like to use for half moon, can come underneath your right hand. Left leg starts to lift up. And again, so it's like you're stamping the wall behind you with that left foot. Think of the hips open here, just like we did in single leg tabletop. And now you can stack the arms and maybe even try to get lighter through that right hand. And so again, it's that right side pulling you up, keeping you strong. We're gonna square off into standing splits. Both hands frame your right foot. Left leg keeps kicking up towards the sky. So left pinky toe spins down. Walk your hands as close to your right leg as feels good. Use props to support you if you like. And then let the back of the neck get soft. We're going to come right into Utkatasana from here. So bend the right knee. Step your left foot right beside your right foot. Drop your hips low. Sweep the arms up overhead. Weight into the heels. And reach through the fingertips. Toes are light. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, challenge your legs. Sit a little deeper. Once more like that. Breathe in. Inner thigh squeeze as you exhale. Get low. Stretch the legs, the arms. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive. Open and fold all the way to the mat. Inhale for length. Halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Step to high plank. Top of your push-up. Full breath in. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway. Upward dog, draw the shoulders down your back. Downward dog, use your core to pike you over your toes. Downward dog, full breath in. Big sigh out. And tap the knees to the mat. We come back to that tabletop position. So now we're moving to the second side. This time it will be the left leg. Reaching back behind you at hip height. So start by turning the left toes open. Swing the right shin parallel with the front of the mat. Right hand lands under the shoulder. Left arm can start to peel up. So think of this like that half moon shape we took before. Kick out through the left heel. Push out of the right shoulder. Breathe for 3, 2. On 1, we transition to gate pose. Left foot lands down. Leg is straight, you're balancing on that right shin. Left hand lands, right arm reaches over, side bend here. You can look up towards the right bicep. Nice and slowly, we windmill the arms, turn back to square to the front of the mat. So now left leg is extended back, right toes are gonna tuck. Lift that left leg into your three-legged dog. Full inhale. As you exhale, left knee to left elbow or tricep, three-leg plank. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, right elbow or tricep, pull across. Inhale, left leg up. Knee to nose this time, draw through center and step between the hands. Runner's lunge, float the arms alongside your body. Reach forward through the top of the head. Good, so can you align your left knee over your left ankle? And notice if you're wobbling over to that left pinky toe, put a little bit more weight into your big toe. And then push the same amount of weight into your right big toe and think about scissoring your feet together. Arms come forward, only the arms. Elongate your runner's lunge. Shoulders soft, core strong. Right bum cheek is on. Inhale, high lunge, arms up. Exhale, warrior two. I'm turning to face the back. Open up your arms wide. So same position we found before. Strong through the inner legs as you draw them together. Soft through the gaze and your face. Flip the left palm up. Inhale, reach back, exalted warrior. Hold the deep lunge through the front knee. And come back up, warrior two, breathe in. Exhale, straighten your left leg up. Walk your right foot in slightly. Both feet grounded. Shift the pelvis back on a diagonal line first. Reach the body forward. Left arm down, right arm up. Triangle. And pulling up the kneecaps, the thighs. Rotating the chest towards the ceiling. Lighter through that left side body. Now right hand finds right hip. Bend into the left knee. Look where you're traveling, forward and down. Grab the block if you'd like. And start to lift that right leg up towards hip height for half moon. Roll the right hip on top of the left. Left hip wraps under right. Maybe the right arm reaches up. Kick out through the back heel. The stronger your right leg is, the lighter it will be here to hold that. Play around with that left hand. And we're going to square off to standing split. So both hands frame your left foot. Right leg continues to kick up towards the sky. Notice this side from the first. How do the hamstrings feel? Ooh, mine are shaking. And just like before, Utkatasana, bend through that left knee. Right foot steps right beside the left. Drop the hips low. Ooh, and reach the arms up. So second set here. Get low in your squat. Toes light. Now this time you have the option to get into the shoulders a little bit. You can interlace your fingers behind your back or hook your thumbs and reach the knuckles away from you, opening up your chest. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, start to fold forward. Heel toe your feet about hip width. And just let the arms move naturally overhead without any force. You can shake your head a little, yes and no. And then take the hands to the low back. Slide them down the thighs towards the shins. Find that halfway lift. Breathe in. And exhale to fold, release. And heel toe the feet out. Oh my goodness. As wide as your mat. I'll turn to face the front here. We're coming into Malasana squat. So heels are out, heels are in, toes are out. You're going to drop your seat low. Option to use a block to sit on at any height, or again, a heavy book. So toes are pointing out. Pinky toes are rooted down. It's the arches of the feet that we're trying to lift up off the mat here. Hands can come into heart center. For more of a challenge, I offer you to take your hands out towards the screen. Draw the shoulders back. And now if you've got a block, maybe you don't, maybe you're just hovering, can you challenge yourself to lift the hips half an inch up and then half an inch down? Watch the shoulders are pulling back. Half an inch up, half an inch down. One more time, don't let the knees cave in. Half an inch up, half an inch down. Hold here, breathe 3, breathe 2, and 1. Awesome. You can stay in your squat, working on the hips a little bit more, or you have the option to come into a crow pose, which is our arm balance. So if you're coming into crow, I'll be sideways here. You're going to take your hands about shoulder width apart and then bend the elbows like chaturanga arms. Take your knees right up towards the armpits as high as you can, and then really look forward to the top of the mat. Think about pushing the floor away. Maybe play around with lifting one or both toes up off the mat. Keep the hips high. Push the weight into the finger pads. Connect the heels as close to your bum as you can, and breathe in your crow. 3, 2. On 1, tap the feet down, hip width apart, forward fold. So if you'd like to take this active option to take the peace fingers and scoop up the big toes, you can also stand right on the hands so the toes come up towards the wrist joints. Bend the knees to start. And with your inhale, draw your heart towards the front of the room. And with your exhale, pull up on your feet, push into your hands, and fold towards your legs. So belly and thighs stay connected. Sit bones are leading the way as you lift them up. And after a few breaths in your fold, you can let your hands go. Bend your knees a lot. Make it a little more passive. Find that halfway lift as you inhale, long spine. Exhale to fold, round it up. Circle the arms, breathe in, stand tall, reach up. Right to the heart, full breath out. Push the palms together, inhale, and drop the arms, exhale. Good, so if you're not at the top of the mat, just take a step up closer towards the top. Inhale, reach the arms over your head. With your exhale, we're taking the left arm underneath the right arm, eagle pose, Garudasana. You could grab forearms or shoulders, whatever feels better here. Bend the knees a lot and take that left leg over your right leg. So crisscrossing upper and lower body. Lift the elbows up to shoulder height. And push the weight equally through right big toe, pinky toe, and heel. Now squeeze in as tight as you can to the midline without squeezing through the jaw. Hold the arms as they are. Lift the left leg up towards hip height. Flex that left foot. Now nice and slowly, toppling tree, unravel the arms alongside the body. Kick the left foot back as your body tips forward. Spin the left hip down. Long line from heel to head. Can you make sure you're not arching the back? The front core is still supporting you. And from toppling tree, we transition into warrior 1. Bend through the right knee. Step the left foot back 3 to 4 feet and reach the arms up overhead. Left hip pulls forward, right hip pulls back. You're pushing through the left pinky toe and heel to get a stretch through the calf there. Together, take an inhale, reach up, look up. As you exhale, bend the elbows, open the chest. Inhale, arms stretch up. Exhale, squeeze through the shoulder blades as you pull the elbows down towards the ribs. One more time. Breathe in, lift. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach up just through the arms. With the exhale, open back up, warrior 2. So now we take a longer stance, opening up wider through the feet. We've been here before. Set up your warrior just as strong. Right knee is tracking towards second and third toe. Glutes are turned on to open up that front thigh wider. Now the right arm is going to land onto your right thigh. Left arm sweeps up and overhead. So long line from left middle finger to left heel. For side angle, you might even reach that right arm up. If your shoulders are feeling good, feel free to go for the bind. So that's right arm in front, left arm behind you. You can try to connect fingertips. I'm not going to go there today. My shoulders haven't been feeling great. So whatever variation you're in, it's uncomfortably comfortable, somewhere that you can still have a steady breath. Inhale together, take it up, warrior two. Can you hold that lunge for one last breath? Inhale together. Exhale out. Amazing. Hands find your hips. Straighten out through your right leg. Turn all 10 toes parallel to the left. Draw the elbows back as you inhale. Stand up taller. With your exhale, hinge forward and fold all the way down. Hands can come to the ground to block, so you can make it passive, rock side to side. You can make it active by pulling up the kneecaps and the thighs and walking your hands further between the legs. Back of the neck soft. Really drop that effort. And slowly start to walk the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to pivot and frame the right foot at the top of the mat. Tap the left knee to the floor. Find another low lunge. This time you can take it a little bit deeper. So option to come into dragon, walking that right foot further out. You can use a block and lower down onto your elbows if you like. You can turn the right toes, the right knee out. Just make sure you're more on that left thigh rather than right on top of the knee joint. And if you'd like to take this into the thigh a little bit more, left hand can come under the shoulder. Right arm can reach back as you bend the left knee and grab a hold of that foot. Now this might not feel good through your knee or the hamstring, so please don't go there if it doesn't work for you today. You do have that back foot. With every inhale, can you actively kick into your right hand? With every exhale, use the strength of your right arm to gently pull the left heel to your bum. And then let that foot go if you've got it. We're going to place the blocks to the side, walk the right foot in a little bit closer here. Hands frame the right foot, tuck the left toes under. So it's going to be that same twisted lunge we found before. Left hand under the shoulder, right arm reaches up. Now you have the option to stay right here. If you'd like to come into a side plank, start to roll to the outer edge of that left foot. Heel toe, your right foot in front of you. Now that right foot can stay on the floor to support you, or you can stack your feet, hips on top of one another. Again, we're using that side body we've been working on today to hold us up. Option to maybe float that top leg, breathe for 3. Out of that left shoulder, 2. On 1, find high plank, square to your mat. Downward dog, lift your hips high, stretch it out. Now you can stand down dog and breathe, or you can take a flow between sides. Inhale, drop forward, high plank. Exhale, elbows in, lower halfway. Pull up and through with your in-breath. Downward dog with your out-breath. Draw it back. Lift your heels up high, breathe in. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. You can hop, you can step up to the top of the mat. Breathe in for length. Exhale to fold. Circle and rise. Inhale brings you up with strength to your heart. Exhale out. Push the palms, breathe in. Big sigh, drop the arms. We have another side to go here. Right up at the top of the mat. Circle the arms, breathe in. As you exhale, this time it's a right arm underneath the left. Garudasana, eagle other side. Take your bind, bend your knees, lift your right leg up and over. Now line up your knees and your elbows with your belly button. Pull the right hip back and up slightly. Actively squeeze to your midline without letting the shoulders touch your ears. Keep a really steady focus with the eyes. Keep them on one spot. Start to lift the right leg up to hip height. Flex that foot. Toppling tree when you're ready. Unbind the arms. Reach the right leg back as the body tips forward. Now, like we did in half moon, that right hip might want to open up. Can you keep rolling it down? Think more like standing splits as you stand up out of that left thigh. Squeeze the shoulder blades, keep the chest open, eyes towards the top of the mat. Warrior one, bend through that left knee, step back 3 to 4 feet with your right foot, square hips, reach your arms up overhead. Good. Bend a little bit deeper through the front knee. As you push harder through your right heel, you want to try to straighten your back leg if you can. Take an inhale together, reach up. With the exhale, squeeze your elbows down, wide open chest. Inhale, arms reach up high. Exhale, squeeze, pull down, open that chest wide. One more time, inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together, working through the lats. Breathe in, just the arms come up. Exhale, warrior two. Widen out your stance. One last time we find this position together. So the last time that we're here, can you make it your strongest? Make it challenging for yourself by isometrically working your legs, pulling them together, squeezing the glutes to open up the front thigh. And keep your bottom half the same. We move into side angle, left arm, left thigh tip forward, right arm sweeps up and overhead. Play around with your left arm. Again, option to bind. Think of spiraling the chest towards the sky as the left thigh spirals open in the opposite direction. Almost a little twist happening through the upper body. And keep the bend through the front knee. Inhale, back up, warrior two. Hold for your exhale. You have one more breath here. Inhale together. Exhale for depth. Hands to hips. Straighten out your left leg. Turn your toes parallel to the right wall this time. Now you can keep this same variation as we did before. Hands on your hips. Or you can interlace your fingers behind your back again. Grab a strap or a towel. Breathe in, open chest. Exhale to fold forward. Let the arms move naturally overhead. No force. No force through the neck either. Shoulders soft. Micro bend through the elbows. And now hands find your low back, little bend in the knees. Take your hands underneath the shoulders and walk them to frame the left foot, top of your mat. Tap the right knee down, low lunge, your choice, other side. Walk that left foot out, turn the toes out if you like. Use any props to help you get lower into the hips. And then if you're going for the thigh stretch again on this side, it's the right arm underneath the right shoulder. Left arm circles back to scoop up that foot or ankle. Active through your inhale, kick the foot away. Soften with the exhale, draw the heel in gently. And we never force anything. We're never putting our body somewhere that it feels unsafe, that it's shaking because it wants to get out of it. We're just listening, moving gently, feeding our body with what it needs. And now let that foot go if you got it, nice and slow. Walk the left foot in. Blocks to the side. Right hand is under the shoulders. Tuck the right toes and lift the knee up. So you can start with that twist. Shoulders stack, option to stay here. For side plank, heel toe that left foot back. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot. You can keep this foot down or stack them on top of one another. Even option to hover that top leg. Keep pushing through the right fingertips for 3. For 2. High plank on 1, square off. Downward dog, send your hips high. Now this time together, we're coming to the mat. Inhale, draw forward, high plank, top of a push-up. We're going to start to lower to the belly for a slow count. Knees are not. 3, bend the elbows. 2, on 1, tap the mat. Drop the feet, bring the arms beside you, right ear to the floor. Find a belly rest. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths in and out of your nose. Can you send the breath to the back half of your body? Really think about filling up through the rib cage and through the back of the heart. Now I want you to pick your head up, bring your left ear to the mat, stretch the opposite side of your neck out, and try to stamp the whole ear onto your mat so you feel that full stretch happening. And we're going to take the forehead back to your mat. Hands are going to come underneath the shoulders, but I want you to make fists with your hands. So you have fists and the knuckles are down, the elbows are straight up. Tops of the feet push into the mat, light up the thighs, squeeze your bum. Now hugging the elbows in as tight to the ribs as you can. Start to lift your head, your chest, and even your knuckles up off the floor. So we've still got those fists. The elbows are squeezing in. The energy is shooting out the top of the head. Now keeping the chest up, can you start to reach your fists back as if you were punching the wall behind you? Keep the shoulders retracting. Now you can add the legs, hovering the feet, the thighs up off the mat, big toes close, inner thighs working. You can stay here in this full locust variation. Option to kick your heels to your bum. Only if you can reach, grab a hold of the outsides of the feet or ankles. Keep kicking back with the shins, hugging the shoulder blades together. We come into floor bow. Chest shines open. Give yourself one full breath in here. Exhale to slowly release down. Hands underneath the shoulders. Push yourself into a child's pose, hips to heels. Big toes can come together, knees wide, arms can walk forward. If you'd rather more of a rounded variation of child's pose, knees together, forehead down, let the shoulders round to the mat. And give yourself a few breaths to just let the energy settle in your body and to let the heart rate slow down. When you're ready, hands under your shoulders, just roll yourself up to a seat. We're going to be coming into Sleeping Hero, which is a stretch for the whole front fascia line in the body. So big toes together at the top of the mat, knees apart. If you'd like to use a block, you can always sit on one. This will give a little more space within the ankles. If you'd like to use your blocks behind you, you can always set them up to kind of prop yourself up on. So hands come back first, lift the hips up, tuck your bum under, lower the hips back down onto the heels. You can stay on your hands or walk to your elbows. You might have to adjust your blocks wherever you are. Just make sure the knees are rooted down. If you come back into it and you're all the way on your shoulders and you're looking for more of a stretch, keep that tuck under with your bum and think about pulling the rib cage towards the floor. This will automatically lengthen the thighs and the hips a little bit more. And once you've found your shape, the hardest part is just kind of finding stillness within it. So do your best not to fidget or distract yourself. And can you come back to that gentle sound of your breath, moving in and out of the throat. And to keep you present, to keep you connected in this moment. And just as slowly as you made your way into the shape, that's as slowly as I want you to make your way out of it. So elbows can come down first. Slowly push yourself to your forearms and then up towards the palms. So you get to the top, it might feel really easy to want to move around, to fidget. Again, see if you can just be still for a moment on your knees. Notice where your energy is. If it feels like it's really up here, can you slowly let it ground down with the next few breaths? And then really slowly lean forward. Give your toes a little tap. Bring some life back into them. Roll out the ankles, the feet. And then remove any blocks. We're going to come back into a downward facing dog. So hands in front, feet back, lift your hips high. Pedal your heels if you'd like to get that blood flow coming back down into the feet. We're going to take this right into pigeon, so right leg up to the sky, full breath in. And with your exhale, pull your right knee to your right wrist and land your shin down. Walk your left leg back so your hips start to settle out. You can always use a block under that right hip if it's really lifted. Encourage the left hip forward. Now, active stretch, you can stay up right here. More passive, you can walk yourself forward and down, closing the space between your forehead and your mat with your hands or, again, a block. I'm going to stay upright today, thinking about squaring my hips, about softening my shoulders. I'm slowing my breath. And as you get a little more comfortable within the stretch, notice which hip you just unconsciously shift your weight to. So for a lot of us, it might be that right one. So we don't really start to feel that much of a stretch. Can you keep encouraging the left hip down so both hips are getting a benefit here? And then if you're all the way down, start to walk your hands under your shoulders. Tuck the left toes. You can come to a three-legged dog, sending that right leg up to the sky. You can take a flow between sides, whatever you like here. When you're ready, we move right into the left side. Inhale, left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee behind left wrist. Walk the right leg back, settle the hips out. And this side might feel different. So again, just go where you need to with your props, with your variation. And both hips, equal stretch. And jaw relaxed, face relaxed. And slow your breath down. Hands underneath the shoulders if you're not already there. Tuck the right toes. Send that left leg up if you'd like. And we'll meet in downward dog. Taking one final flow together. Inhale, roll forward, high plank, one straight line. Exhale, elbows in, lower halfway. Pull up and through, thighs off the floor, squeeze your bum. Downward dog, core strength helps you pull over your toes. And tap the knees to the mat. Have a sip of water if you like, and just swing your legs out in front of you. So we're going to be up more at the top of the mat, so we've got some space back behind us. Take your toes to the floor. Lift your shins up parallel with the ceiling if you'd like. Maybe even release the arms. We're coming into boat pose Navasana. Option to straighten the legs as long as that doesn't compromise anything through the upper body. So we still want the chest open. We don't want to start to round forward, so nice and tall. It's a slow lower to the mat. Try not to rush it. One last bit of core work before we come down. So legs will extend forward, body will extend back. Little tuck under through the bum as you lower for a slow 3, a slow 2, tap down on 1. When you tap down, take a big inhale into the belly. Big sigh through the mouth. And bend your knees. Take your feet flat on the floor. We're coming into bridge pose. Hands are beside your hips, palms facing down. Really anchor through the heels here. Start to squeeze your bum as you roll each vertebra up off the floor. Now, as you come up, notice if you're arching your back and actually letting your bum sink down. So we want to use our glutes in this shape. So squeeze your bum, recruit the legs and the glutes to help you get the hips higher. And when you get there, you might play around with your variation. You can lift one leg at a time. You could come to the toes, you could come to the heels. Any way to just challenge the posterior chain here, the back half of the body. Move slowly, making sure the glutes are on. Take one more full breath in. Exhale, bone by bone, start to lower, tail touches last. Pause when you get there, knees can knock in, feet can come wide, or another counter shape that feels good. So again, after back bends, it can feel really intuitive just to move out of it, to distract yourself from the energy that comes after. See if you can just be still through your recovery, noticing how that shape affected your body and your nervous system. Now, if you'd like to take a second set of bridge, that shape we just did, feel free to. If you'd like to make it a restorative variation, you can grab a block and place it underneath the low back, maybe extending the legs long. If you would like to come into wheel, you have the option to do that as well. So I would only suggest wheel if you feel comfortable and you've done it before. Hands will flip, so the fingertips are pointing back towards the heels. Feet are flat, knees point up. Now, using the strength of the back half of your body, of your shoulders, you're going to squeeze your bum. No weight on the top of your head as you stretch the arms and the legs as much as you can. Think about pulling your chest through your arms as you lift the hips higher. Wheel when you're ready to come down. Do so slowly. So chin tucks to the chest. Bend the elbows. Bone by bone, you lower. Bridge, come on down when you're ready. We'll meet in that counter shape again. Knees can knock in, feet can come wide. And just pausing for a moment here. And then we'll take this into a twist for our spine. So elbows can bend into cactus arms or straighten your arms out from your shoulders. Keep the feet as wide as your mat and let your knees knock over to the right wall. Head can come over your left shoulder. If you'd like to hook your right ankle to the outer left thigh, you can go there. Just a gentle twist for the spine. Again, we're not forcing anything. And then unhook that right foot. Bring the knees up, back through center as you inhale, head through center. With your exhale, knees to the left, eyes to the right. Left ankle can hook outer right thigh, flex the toes. Close your eyes. We're starting to slow down here. So making sure the heart rate, your breathing is controlled and natural. And unhook that left foot. Bring your knees and your head back through center. Now from here, you can take reclined cobblers. So that would be soles of the feet together, knees knock open into a butterfly shape. Or you can come into happy baby. So happy baby, soles of the feet face the sky. You can grab for the outsides of your ankles or your feet. Think about pushing the tailbone to the floor, and then maybe add a little bit of a rock. This is just to neutralize the hips after the twists. And once you feel good in whatever hip opener you're in, slowly just bring your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins loosely and find that same little rock from side to side. Now as you inhale, wrap your arms around your shins a little tighter. Maybe curl your head up off the floor, come into a tight little ball. Breathe in. With your exhale, extend everything out nice and long. Final Shavasana. Take whatever resting shape feels best for you here. So heels, hips, shoulders, head are connected. Eyes are closed, jaw is soft. I'm going to come up to sit just so I can connect with you, but please stay on your back in that comfortable shape. And together, we're just going to take a couple of final deep breaths. So inhale through your nose, filling up the belly, the ribs, the chest. Big sigh through your mouth. Full release. One more time like that. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, fully let go, let your shoulders drop. And just finding whatever natural rhythm of breath feels best for you. Notice if your mind has already taken you off into a train of thought or a to-do list. Only here for a couple of minutes can you allow yourself to truly be here. Knowing that as you lie in stillness, as you stay present and breathe, you're connecting to yourself. You are connecting to this earth and everyone else who is a part of it. You are cultivating connection and peace. And please stay for as long as you like on your back in stillness with your breath. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining. Namaste.